Siberia. June 30th, 1908. Dawn breaks over the stony Tunguska River. A few minutes later, the sky explodes. An unseen force levels 80 million trees across more than 2,000 square kilometers. Windows shatter hundreds of miles away. People are thrown off their feet as a wave of heat rolls through the forest. No crater. No meteorite. Just silence and a wasteland of splintered pines. To this day, no one knows for certain what hit the earth that morning. This is Obscura Vault, where history burns through mystery. Part 1. The Morning of Fire. It began around 7:17 a.m. local time. Nomadic herders near the Tunguska River saw a streak of blue-white light race across the sky. Moments later, a flash so bright it could be seen 600 miles away lit up the horizon. Then, an explosion. The shockwave knocked people unconscious, shattered glass in distant villages, and registered on barometers as far as England. For days after, the night sky glowed so bright that people in London could read newspapers at midnight. Something extraordinary had happened. But in the heart of Siberia, the world's largest mystery had just begun. Part 2. The Silent Wasteland. It took 19 years before anyone reached ground zero. In 1927, Russian scientist Leonid Kulik led an expedition into the Tunguska forest. What he found defied belief. Trees flattened in perfect radial patterns, all pointing away from a central blast zone. The landscape looked as if a giant hand had pressed the forest flat. Yet, there was no crater, no meteorite fragments, no evidence of impact. The center of the explosion was scorched, but trees there remained, standing upright, stripped bare of branches, like matchsticks. It wasn't just an explosion. It was something that detonated above the earth. Part 3. Theories and Shadows. Scientists soon proposed that the event was an airburst, a space rock that exploded before hitting the ground. Modern simulations suggest it may have been a 60 to 100 meter asteroid or comet fragment entering the atmosphere at nearly 60,000 kilometers per hour. When it disintegrated about 5 to 10 kilometers above the ground, it released the energy of 10 to 15 megatons of TNT, more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. But not everyone agrees. Some point to a comet made mostly of ice that would leave no crater or debris. Others whisper of natural gas eruptions, tiny black holes, or even extraterrestrial origins. In the absence of proof, the Tunguska sky remains a canvas for speculation. Part 4. Aftershocks of Mystery. Decades later, satellite imagery confirmed what Kulik saw. A radial pattern consistent with a high-altitude explosion. Tree rings in the region showed spikes of radiation and chemical changes, suggesting the blast altered the very soil. In nearby villages, oral histories tell of a second sun, of the sky ripping open, of animals vanishing. Even now, expeditions continue to the Tunguska site. Researchers search for microspherules, tiny glass beads left behind by vaporized rock. Each discovery adds a fragment to a puzzle that refuses to be solved. Part 5. What if it happened today? If the Tunguska explosion had occurred just 4 hours later, it would have struck the city of St. Petersburg home to over 1 million people. Modern scientists estimate that events of this size happen once every few centuries. In 2013, a smaller meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, injuring more than 1,000 people. It was a warning shot. A reminder that space doesn't need to hit us directly to destroy us. Closing. The Tunguska Event remains the largest explosion in recorded history, not caused by humans. It flattened forests, warped legends, and left behind more questions than answers. Was it a comet? A meteor? Something else entirely? Maybe some mysteries are meant to burn and fade. This is Obscura Vault, where the past doesn't sleep. It echoes.